Are live for the first time in a while. How we doing, everybody? So if I don't sound my normal self, I do apologize. Gonna definitely have to keep drinking lots of water here. So only got a little bit of a dose of the National this year, even though it was literally 45 minutes away. Uh, but I'll tell you what, the one trip I made down there ended up put me out for a little while. Um, Parking was a nightmare, and I still will say, as much as there's still a lot to do with getting Atlantic City to a more uh, viable space for the National. There's still work to be done. I still think it's better than Cleveland overall. I think the inside of the convention presents nicely. But a lot of the outside logistical things are a bit of a nightmare. For all the horror stories about, hotels, um, I've I dare to say a little bit of preparation would have probably avoided some of that. I know when with Cleveland, you couldn't stay within 10 miles of the place um, without the hotel space being rough. But overall, this was the worst scenario for me as far as the national went. I'm kind of upset. It sucks when the people you kind of depend on to do business lie to you. So I know GTS is a very hot topic right now with some rumors going around. I just gotta prepare myself and settle down because I already got a big chip on my shoulder with that name. I am I'm not gonna cry uh, for them Argentina if what the rumors are true, but it's still gonna devastate me. So I gotta figure out B. But you know what? I've established a good foothold here at home. All right, in the shop, and we're planning on doing some things that are going to be very community based. I want to start a program for youth athletes where they can do fundraising here. Uh, excuse me. Still got a little work to go to get everything cleared, but I'd love to have shoppers nights where teams can come in and 10% of their sales or 5% of their sales, depending on what they buy, go towards uniforms, um, scholarships for disadvantaged players, all kinds of fun stuff. You know, use that power that they have with the 403Cs or whatever the things are that the teams often have. All right. I also want to make it fun for the collectors. You know, one of my, I don't want to say my favorite things to open up because that wouldn't be fair because there's a lot of products that I like. But something, yeah, I'm not 100%, but, the show must go on. Um, I love opening Leaf Perfect Game because you can put those cards away and they come back, years down the road, and that player ends up being, like I got Justin Fields' high school baseball card, right? He was a high level travel ball player in high school. He quit baseball and completed football, and now he's a quarterback for the Bears. I got this card of him from like 2017. So that kind of stuff is cool. So in addition to doing stuff like nights in the store, and this is something where we could do for anybody across the country, is we can utilize something such as making a custom card and use it as a fundraiser. A lot of the fundraiser, like you buy a cheesecake, right? You get $1.50 for an $18 cheesecake. These cards can be made for $1 or less, and if sold for $5 to $10, right, or even a little bit more with a signature on them. All right, and then this player here, could be in the college, women's college World Series. She's got a pretty impressive highlight reel too for a 10-year-old. But we could do that in a variety of ways. We could sell the cards outright, or we could kind of insert them into breaks. You put 3 kids, right? And you want to get $10 out there per kid. What would that add to a break? $1 per team? The more breaks we do, the more good we can do. So, I thought this was cool. I did it with Ellie a while ago, a few years back, and I do it with all the kids. Actually, Gabby just got home today from like a dance camp in Pennsylvania, and she was selected to, I guess, be in this group that's going to march in the Thanksgiving Day parade in Philly, which is like a televised thing and all that stuff. So, but you got there's 2 hotel nights involved in the rehearsals, and then it costs money. So they're probably going to be a Gabby dance card real soon. Becky's team needs uniforms, right? And if I can get a show that this can work, then we can start, putting it out there for other people and have some fun with that. So I'm doing much better, actually, Mike. Thank you. So I'd love to save my voice. We're going to start this break in 5 minutes. That was kind of my warm-up, to be honest. I wanted to see how long I could last without having to take a sip of water. And if I was going to start like coughing hysterically or something. So I went to the National, and that ended up pretty much putting me in the emergency room. I had to drag like about 150 pounds worth of merchandise 2 miles from the parking garage, the first garage I could get, all the way to the National. I had this cesspool that I had to navigate. That was like 300 feet. I mean, it's Atlantic City. The whole thing's kind of a cesspool, but they're literally like just brown, brackish water. And I'm like, I'm not going to run my bag through that. So I lifted it and I carried it 300 feet to where it was safe to put down. I went to the Whatnot booth. If you were watching, like about 10 minutes into our break at the Whatnot booth, somebody handed me a bottle of water. It took about 45 minutes to get. Friday, I wasn't feeling well. I only a few times in my adult life have I had to use an inhaler, and the one that I had was about 7 years expired. So, I mean, I guess you can get away with it 1 or 2 years, right? But 7, it didn't work. So I ended up, instead of doing wrapping up packages, catching up from when I was away for 2 weeks, I ended up in the emergency room and pretty much incapacitated through like Monday. Um, Tuesday, I've slowly built back. Jesse was with me Tuesday and Wednesday at the store because I didn't trust that I was going to be all right. But now, I am well enough to go. There's so much to talk about. And there'll still be much to talk about because I don't know how much I'm going to get through speaking wise. But we got a break to run, right? It's been too long. Been too long. Yeah. Oh, totally. Um, I had 4 of those this morning, so it wasn't lemonade, but it was I guess lemon essential oils, honey, and thieves. So, all right. So here's the deal. We have some teams available left on the board. Let's go over what we're breaking. Let's find out who's here, and then let's rip you a new one because that's what we do. All right. Some of the fun that we're going to see shortly. Historic autographs, Retrograph Series 2. All right. So basically, there's 40 in-person signed cards. All right. Beckett pre-screened them. I think to make this a less costly product because they've done that before where they've slabbed the cards and there was a lot of, it wasn't cards, it was cuts. They had a bunch of slab cuts. It was, I like historic autographs in general, but there are some times where their products bomb, and that was one of them. But this, good price point for all those signatures. I'm sure there's going to be some wackadoo stuff in there. But I think as collectors, it should be a fun product. We have Mosaic Fast Pitch because I wanted to add more cards in an autograph very cheaply. Let's pump it up then. We got Chrome Platinum Anniversary Edition for 2021, technically, right? The Gypsy 2021 and 2022 Gypsy Queen. All right, so there'll definitely be plenty of cards to go around in this one. Definitely some hits, including some fun on-card stuff. And then a little all killer, no filler with Brooklyn. No speak till Brooklyn, right? Okay. And then the main event box 2021 Triple Threads. So with this, okay, we kind of skew the number a little bit. There's 40 hits in here, right? So we got 40. Looks like 44, 46, 47, 48, 52. 52 hits. 50 of them will have ink on them. All right. So hopefully we got a couple nice ones come out. And then there's a lot of love to go around. Remaining teams are as follows. They are available now only through the Drip Shop. All right, you got to link into the Drip Shop. 7-box, pick your team mixer. The Rangers are $27.95. The Twins, $49.95. The Brewers, $34.95. The Royals, $54.95. The Tigers, $64.95. Rockies, $24.95. Nationals, $64.95. White Sox, $109.95. Orioles $74.95, and the Braves are $99.95. Again, available only through the Drip Shop. So if you're watching on another platform, that is something that you got to do. You got to link over to Drip, and you got to purchase from there. Now the good news is, until we show the first hit, you can still buy in. Once we show that first hit, then that is it. All right. Gonna do a roll call now. Again, at this point, we're gonna find out who's here, and we're gonna rip you a new one. All right. And the list. So Jeff Lukowitz, Eric Pelletier, Gregory Krause, John George, Joseph Rose, VJ Laredo, Chad Reagan, William Ulaki. I think I saw you. Can it pop in there? Yeah, you're in there. Michael Kelly is on Drip there. I just saw John George pop up on Drip too. Craig Schneider, Mike Coleman, and Melissa Marin. All right, that's what we got here. So let me share this up to anybody who hasn't answered roll call. And we're about ready to begin. So again, if you're watching on Drip, all right, check out the Drip Shop. There's still teams available. So unfortunate, I ended up unable to attend on Saturday. Saturday morning, I wanted to run a break on Drip, but yeah, it definitely wasn't in any shape to. All right, so we're at Messenger. Excuse me. All right. Just sent out a bunch of messages. Let's see who is left. All right, I think everybody else is here. Are we ready? I hate it when we go more than a couple days without doing a break. So even though we're not quite where I wanted to be, we're where we need to be in order to run this tonight. And we're going to start off with a quick pitch. All right. So again, remaining teams available until we show the first hit. There is one autograph in this box. So we got a 50-50 chance we'll see it on the first shot here. Otherwise, we're sure to be seeing it on the second. Good luck to everybody. Hockey break's coming along. There's still quite a few teams to fill, but I mean, the price range on teams is $40 down to $9. There's a lot of $9, $12 teams. All right. Random didn't go so well for me. A lot of the good ones got taken. So that will be you guys' game. There's a lot of affordable teams available. So in this kind of a break, it's not a bad idea to go after some of those cheapy teams because, again, the Series 2 box is there so that everybody gets cards. The real prize is what's going to be in the Superlative box from Leaf. So, yeah, I can tag in that. Let's see. And actually, I'll probably offer teams up here as well on Drip. And if somebody wants to buy them, we can just add them into the Drip shop as we go along. So otherwise, we will probably just set it up tomorrow, whether it breaks tomorrow or Saturday. We'll see if we can knock some teams out. You're going to take the Penguins, Andrew? Okay. Yep, they are available. So, Andrew Fryman, I got you for the Penguins. Excuse me. All right, so far I have not seen the autograph, but I haven't opened too many quick pitch boxes, so it's hard to say where in the deck it's going to fall. I assume towards the back. I hate it when they put the good stuff in the back of the backs because it's just such a sensitive area. I mean, not that quality control is a big thing anymore, but still. All right, I don't think I have the autograph in here. But we do have some fun disco prisms, so let's see what we got. It's going to be all about that base, All-time greats, Willie McCovey. And there we go. We got the quick pitch exclusive parallel of Ryan Sandberg, all-time greats. A little 1 cent love for that. Braxton Garrett, Jazz Chisholm rookie, Trevor Larnach with the Mosaic rookie. Jordan Alvarez. I was reading, not a very brought up fact, but he was actually like a throw-in in a deal the Dodgers did years ago at the trading deadline. So I guess he couldn't field, right? Still not a big fielder, but a very talented designated hitter, right? Mad Max Stairmasters. I think they should rename the team since they went so far in Washington to rename the football team twice. They should rename the Nationals, formerly the Nationals, just because that's what every star player is right now, formerly of the Nationals. 35 out of 85, Starling Marte. I mean, that would the Soto deal got done, and it wasn't St. Louis that did it. It wasn't the Dodgers either. Tristan McKenzie, here comes the boom, ready or not. Corbin Burns. There's Juan Soto right there. So it basically took, you know how they say it takes a village? It took a farm system, but somebody got him. Nolan Ryan, all-time greats, absolutely. Silver, Brian Anderson. Luke Voigt ended up moving around on that deal too. Hosmer was originally the major league player salary dump guy in the deal, and then he refused to go to Washington. I don't know why. I would say that baseball isn't even the only reason not to want to go to Washington. Michael Brantley. What good really does come out of Washington? D.C. Brian Hayes, Trey Turner, number 20 out of 50. He also used to play for Washington. Michael Conforto never signed with anyone this year. I guess during that whole mess with the lockout, he ended up hurting his shoulder, and his season was over before it could even begin. I wonder if he's going to be that type of player that just kind of gets discarded and forgotten about. I mean, he's a Boras guy. He threw away a guaranteed, what was it, $17 million offer from the Mets? I mean, it's not a Le'Veon Bell move, you know. But I bet you he wishes that money came back to him. Chris Bubick. I wonder if Scott Boras has this, like, jar that he puts money in, and every time he totally screws a player's life up, if he takes money out of that jar and says, here, I messed up, my bad. I doubt it. Yu Darvish and Ryan Jeffers. All right, so the auto is coming out now. All right, it's coming out in this half of the packs. Few teams left. You can get them only on drip. Braves, 99.95. Orioles, 74.95. White Sox, 109.95. Nationals, 64.95. Rockies, 24.95. Tigers, 64.95. Royals, 54.95. Brewers, 34.95. Twins, 49.95. And the Rangers, 27.95. Don't let those hits be misses. And I'll tell you what. Yeah. If nobody gets in on this one, the first hit will indeed be a miss. So the first hit is a team that is still left up on the board here. Just saying. I'll definitely need some water after this run. Can everybody at least hear me all right? I'm not like difficult to understand or anything like that. We got any topics we want to talk about? There's a lot. There's a lot to talk about. The rumor mill on the business side is rampant right now. Rampant. I mean, epic, epic levels. I ain't gonna last through this stack. The two things that I've heard are like the tsunami that you would expect a little while after the big earthquake. The big earthquake being Fanatics pretty much monopolizing the business minus what licenses Upper Deck has. But there are a few things I said the very first night, and I've reiterated in the future afterwards, and it seems like one of those things might be coming true. And there's a not quite as strong rumor of something else that would be just as big. It would just be game changer. Definition of everything changes if both those things are true. Chris Bryant. Alex Kirilloff, rookie debut. .35 out of 85. Jeff McNeil. Braylon Marquez. All-time great, Ken Griffey Jr. We had a nice Griffey pull in the shop the other day. I mean, it got brought home, but I got the picture back. Somebody bought a box of 2021 Finest, and we had a Griffey auto come out of that. Don't let those hits be misses. All right, some of this stuff could be in breaks. Some of this stuff has been in breaks. All-time greats, Pedro, 76 out of 85 for Boston. That don't sound so bad when I say Boston. Almost normal. Natural. Aroyd. Ooh. International Men of Mastery. It looks good on the disco there. Ronald Acuna Jr. for the Braves. That's a team that's still available. So is the team that has our first hit. Last call. Once I show that hit, that's it. I start deleting the teams off the drip shop. Bueller. Whit Merrifield. This is an interesting one. I don't know. Were they just so busy wheeling and dealing they didn't realize the Blue Jays, we just acquired a player that's not legally allowed to enter our country? How about that? I don't know. I don't know what they do in that case. I mean, I hope he stands up for what he believes in, but that is also his job. And many people have had to make that choice over the last couple of years, right? Adonis Medina, and there's that first hit for Detroit Rock City, and they'll be the first team to go here. Alec Lang, Tigers. And then we got Whitey Ford, eyes on the prize. So, looks like the rest of these teams are staying with the house. Where the big hits go, I don't know, but everybody had a fair shot at them. All right. Let's see what else we got. I gotta admit, I'm kind of curious. Let's take our first look here. At retrographs. All right. So again, each pack contains 8 randomly inserted trading cards from 1957 to 2015. And they've all been stickered and pre-screened by Beckett. So Dodgers on a 59 tops, Danny McDevitt. Cardinals, Willard Schmidt. It's a 57 tops. Guardians, Duke Sims. It's a 69 tops. And another one for the Guardians, Steve Hargan on a 68. We'll have to determine this one at some point. Walter Weichel. So Stefan Romero playing on a Mariners farm team. So I go to the Mariners. Got Ed Sprague, Blue Jays. And Guillermo Quiros. Blue Jays. There's one Hall of Famer per box, so that's probably the main card to be looking for. One Hall of Famer per box. And I guess this is going to be the one. Eddie Matthew, Braves. Again, there's going to be a lot of teams getting autographs in this one. Al Cowens, Mariners, Rangers, Brad Arnsberg. Oh, this is a cool one. All right, so maybe it's not just going to be the one card that's going to be noticeable. How about Lance Parrish? That's not terrible. Look, it's not like it's an expensive box for 40 autographs. Comes out, I think, to less than $5 an auto. So Lance Parrish for the Angels. Good old Rafi Belliard for the Pirates. He's the type of guy. I think they're 175, if I remember correctly. Guardians with another one, Jesse Orosco. And this was a cool one as far as I was a big fan of his. He was an awesome reliever for the Mets back in the day. Brewers, Chad Mahler. Excuse me. And Reds, Luke Hudson. All right, 3 more packs. I'll be satisfied if there's an average of one fan favorite type guy that you can kind of connect with. I'd be happy with that. This is a little different color ink. I don't know. Is that a parallel? It looks like the same card to me. The same with Willard Schmidt and Duke Sims. Now this is a little bit of an issue with me. If you're hand collating something, I mean Leaf does it all the time. We shouldn't be having dead repeats like that. And the 4 of the cards are the same as from the first pack. That's a little rough. But more fun stuff for the Guardians, I guess. Ed Whitson. I don't remember. Is he alive? I think we're going to see deceased players in here too. No, he's still alive. Okay, 67 years old. Respectable career. He was an all-star in 1980. 500 record. Played for some crappy teams, too. Although you really can't call the Padres a crappy team right now, can you? Yeah. So it looks like now we have some guys, at least it's different cards, but the names repeated. Stephen Romero on a different card. All right, we saw Ed Sprague before. Definitely, and Guillermo Carras. Definitely some things to clean up on this. All right. A little bit more care putting it together. A little bit more. All right, let's see what this pack looks like. Willard Nixon for the Red Sox. And then this is the third Willard Schmidt. Yeah, that's... Oof. 3 of the same card. Ray Washburn. That's a Cardinal as well. I mean, I like that they have a mix of old names, new names, so you get different generations in there. That's cool. Larry Haney, Orioles. And I'd still like to see a couple more. There's Tim Worrell. George Glinastis. Ed Sprague again, at least it's a different card. And then Randy Knorr. So you have the starting and the backup catcher for the Blue Jays at the time. Oh, Christopher, you're never too late. I am just getting started. All right. There's one more card that I call noteworthy in here. So Jim Delsing, Senators. It's on a 57. I forget. I want to say that it'd go to the Twins. I'd have to look it up. Another. Maybe it's not a 57. Joe Lonnet, Phillies. I think it was. Yeah, it says 56. I don't know. Claude Raymond on the 69 for the Braves. Guardians, Vern Fuller. Sean Thompson. That goes to the Padres. Nick Franklin. I believe that was a Mariners prospect too. This is a cool name here. Back in the day. Phil Plantier for the Padres. And then Jeremy Accardo. Oh, yeah? So is Sasha Banks going to be back? All right. So there's the autographs. So again, the Hall of Famer out of that was Eddie Matthews. We'll put him on the recap. I don't know how much of that I'm going to recap because, one, I don't have much voice. Two, I think it's a waste of oxygen in general, some of it. So, yeah. So retrographs. Here's my review on retrographs. Good concept. I like the fact that they got them pre-screened instead of slab. That saves, that money in production, and they did pass that savings down to us, so that's good. Could use a few more quality autos, and definitely needs, for a hand collated product, definitely needs some improvement on that end. So there's my review right there. Yeah, the rumor mill's going pretty strong on them. And you can further fuel it by Dakota Kai coming back out of nowhere. I mean, obviously, there probably are some people in AEW right now that, with Triple H in charge, kind of wish they could come back home. A Triple H run WWE is kind of the best of both worlds. You're going to get wrestling, so the wrestlers won't get bored. But, he understands the business, and they called him the cerebral assassin, till you wanted to puke. But let's face it, a master of the psychology of professional wrestling, and I love AEW to death. I would much rather watch their product than what WWE has been giving us the last couple of years. But here's the deal. That is a huge thing with me, that I feel like they don't have the psychology there. And I felt like they were on the right track, bringing in guys like Jake Roberts, right? Guys who understood. But it is abundantly clear with some of the angles and the turns and stuff like that that they've had the last couple of shows. The, some of these things just don't make sense. You know, it's just kind of done because they feel like it. I mean, you think of some, especially the women's division. It's tough. You know, some of the things that they, like why did Anna Jay just all of a sudden? Why, they're kind of dismantling Dark Order. Then they bring out Dark Order saying Dark Order's fine. And then Anna Jay just randomly goes back with Ty Conti, even though the last promo that they had shot made it look like she wasn't in agreement with it. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that is just like mind boggling. Like why would you? Well, WWE should have some money now. I mean, they're not paying every McMahon prospect. Yeah, that's gotta suck. All those people that got released due to budget cuts. It wasn't budget cuts. It was the grapefruits were being sold for $1 million a pound. Yes, the Madison Rain, Sanjay Dutt. There was a lot of things. They opened up some more EVP spots. I think they're trying to be on a more competitive level on the business sense of certain things. But I mean, all for nothing, and I hate to say this because it sounds Markish, but I really think it's coming from a position of understanding what's actually going on. The Young Bucks, their whole career, they've kind of been accused of being imitators. And I don't know if they're, the leaders that locker room needed. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they've elevated people. I think Cody Rhodes did do a good job of elevating people inside the ring. I ain't privy to what he was doing outside the ring, but based on the way things sounded, the Young Bucks and Omega kind of let ego kind of get in the way of things. I don't think so much the Bucks. I think the Bucks are more ignorance than anything else, and Omega more ego. This is just the impression that I get from the outside. And then Khan, is like, all right, we can't let the inmates run the asylum, and they've lost a little bit of the good part of the indie feel that they needed, right? The creativity, Now you're seeing, all right, you're seeing some, let's face it, some C-leaguers performing, and the A-listers are lost in the shuffle. Yeah, I think that's Tony Khan's making the moves to appease those forces. I think quite the opposite. I think the reason why he's watering some stuff down is so that he doesn't have incidents like Nick Gage in a pizza cutter during a Domino's commercial. So Edward Oliveris, that looks to be like a, I don't know, aqua wave, we'll say. The Never Ending Trevor Story. Yeah, I'm not singing tonight. Big Dave Winfield. Tony Gwynn. I love the design for this set. Just good old classic 52 tops. Nothing says celebrating an anniversary better than going with the original look. I like it. 27 out of 199 is Esteban Florial. It's like a blue diamond, I want to say. Duke Snyder, Stan the Man. Kybert Ruiz. Jazz Chisholm, we'll give a little one set love there. Umberto Mondesi. A refractor. Larry, he's still batting .400 against the Mets this season. I don't know how he does it. He doesn't even get up against them. He sits in the audience and he manages to get like 4 hits. Albert Pujols. Garrett Anderson with an X-Fractor. And Andy Pettit with a refractor. I mean, WWE looks like it's going to go back to blood. Not on a regular basis or anything like that, but the rumors of the TV-14 probably an indicator that they want, at least I would think, for pay-per-view. You know, to be able to, not even every pay-per-view, but just, you know, every once in a while, be able to get that shock and awe reaction. No, we still got the other half of the box. Padres said they want to win this year. And that 2027 they don't really care about. I mean, the biggest contingency in this trade is, where's Juan Soto going to be for the next 10 years? It's a good question. Well, it's always about ratings. Ratings equal money. It's how much you charge your advertising. Yeah. They want, and that too, like, you know, you have a big appearance on Raw or SmackDown. You know, Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar. You know, somebody big comes around. I mean, AEW, they've used thumbtacks, they've used glass. I've never considered that really wrestling. All right, it's got its own little niche, but I've never really considered that as far as wrestling goes. Neither necessary nor needed. I know that's the same thing, but for real, like I I don't want to take light tube shots. Machado gets overlooked as part of that lineup, man, and Cronenworth too. I know he's kind of a new kid on the block there, but Spencer Howard, refractor rookie. But that's another thing right there is Machado, Cronenworth, and even Hosmer. Like they could have kept him around. I know they're paying for so much of his salary, losing him anyway. I know he's not what was hoped for, but you got to be honest. They got what they should have expected. The guy's like a 280 hitter. I think he's batting like 283, right? So that's not far-fetched. And he wasn't a major power hitter, so putting him in Petco Park is going to just, minimize him. There's guys who hit home runs, and there's guys who hit 500-foot home runs. He wasn't a 500-foot home run guy. Max Kepler. Then you got Joey Gallo getting away from the Yankees. I think that's the best thing that could happen to him. Again, same thing. Oh, he totally didn't do what was expected. Really? The guy barely bats 200. Now he's got an on-base percentage that's pretty decent. You're talking about a guy who's walked over 100 times per year, several times. And he doesn't get a lot of hits, but a lot of them were home runs. What did he have last year? He was only with the Yankees for a short while, and he had like between 15 and 20 home runs. This year didn't work out so well, but I don't think he's a pressure guy. He can get his 100 hits, his 100 walks, and 40% of those hits go over the fence in Arlington, and nobody gives a shit. You put him in New York, and now he's having a little performance issue, right? A little bit. Can't get it over the short porch even. So then you get 30 hits, and only 15 of them are home runs. Right? That's an issue. Put him in Milwaukee. I think he'll be all right. He's not going to do amazing things. He's going to bat 200 or 190 or 210. He's going to be a semi-respected person in that lineup who's going to be able to draw walks. And that's it. Go back to doing what you've been doing for the last 8 years or so. Astros striking a little gold with a gold wave, 36 out of 50, and Oli Paredes. No, I disagree 100%. Rob Deere, I don't think walked for anything. Rob Deere was a strikeout machine. But Rob Deere batted about 240, 250. He had some doubles too. And former Yankee, Was actually a part of that big trade just the other day. He went from the Yankees to the Padres over the offseason and now has found his way back on the East Coast in Washington, where the media is just as annoying. And the team wins half as often. Yay. Yay for no trade clauses. Good job, Eric Hosmer. You just screwed Luke Voigt. It's okay. All right. So we got these two Gypsy Queen boxes. We got the triple thread box. But I do want to see. We'll take a little trip to Brooklyn. What do you think? 2020 Brooklyn collection. Matter of fact, let's do this thing. Rob Deere. So Rob Deere was a 220 hitter. He ended up going to Japan for a little bit. All right, Rob Deere. See, and Joey Gallo's hit 40 home runs. Rob Deere's got 2 years over 30. Right? Now, Rob Deere had 1 year where he, in the beginning of his career, he did walk a bit. So, he some years he'd have 50 walks, some years he had 90 walks. You know, back then, not bad. Career on base percentage 324. So, well, that is right around where Votto is. Just Votto's average is so much less. I think Deere was, again, Gallo hit 38 home runs in 2021, 40, 41. All right, so I think he was a little bit more of a home run threat. You want to call him the 2020s version of Rob Deere, and I can get that. But I wouldn't say he was just like Rob Deere because there's definitely a difference there. All right, so who do we got coming your way here out of the Brooklyn collection? Well, here comes the Judge. Aaron Judge with a base. Again, this is the 2020 set. Something to definitely keep in mind. Miggy Cabrera. Yadier Molina. Nice numbered card here. 22 out of 75. Ronald Acuna Jr. Now for sale. And let's go Mets. 2 out of 5. Jacob deGrom. Two very decent parallels right there. Very decent. And how about this rookie auto? 63 out of 75 for the Astros, Yordan Alvarez. And numbered 3 out of 30 for the A's, Jose Canseco. That's not a bad box there. A decent rookie. And all right, a star player who there's a lot of out there, but still, it's not like he's Virgil and just begging people to take his autograph. People actually still want it. So I like it. Like it. All right, so we got the Gypsy Queen ready to roll here. So let's do 2021 first. See what we got over here. So, Christopher, that here's my deal. All right. When I was on my road trip, the family ended up getting sick. Before that, was having some allergy issues, partly to a very old but amazing collection that was brought into my store. Right, this is just a sample of it. There's like 2 monster boxes and a ton of loose cards sitting on the ledge over here. I don't want to move the camera too much because I don't like to do that in the middle of the break, but you can kind of. Can you see it? Oh, you know what? It's blocked by this crap. Hold on. You see right there? That caused me a little bit of issue because I do have very sensitive allergies. I mean, for the 8 years that I've been doing this, anybody who's been doing this long enough with me knows that I go through the allergy thing. We got a box topper here. And actually, when I went down to the National, I was telling the story at the beginning of the video. Basically, I was already kind of struggling with the breathing, and I had to drag my crap, 150 pounds worth of product, 2 miles to the National, including a 300-foot stretch where I actually had to lift it up off the ground and pick it up because the sidewalk was so nasty and brown, covered with backed up sewage water or whatever, and I had to go around it. So I had to carry my stuff for like 300 feet. I mean, it damn near killed me. And it triggered an old friend of mine. So I ended up having some asthma-related issues. And so now I'm literally sucking wind. But it is what it is. J.D. Martinez, Josh Donaldson, Joey Bart, 35 out of 150. So the cough is more of a pharynx, larynx issue than anything else. And once I got that treated, then now we can go back to attacking the allergies, and hopefully I don't have any long-term issues with this because, I mean, I remember, like, I've only had to use an inhaler a few times in my adult life, man. But when I remember when I was in high school and I was having the asthma issues, here's already a short print, so put that out. Stand usual for the Cardinals. It was weeks before I got better. So, but but I feel like I'm well enough to be pushing it. So that's what we shall do, is we shall push on through. So again, we're starting off with the 2021 Gypsy Queen. We'll also be opening some 2022. And just kind of looking for some big pulls at this point here. Got a few decent cards already. I think the box that we just opened came out pretty nice with the Brooklyn collection. Eddie Matthews was cool out of historic autographs. So yeah, so I dragged all my stuff down to the National. I was in the National for maybe an hour and a half. And it was kind of the next day I came here, and I just continued to feel like I had for a few days as far as being lightheaded, and I knew that I had to go to the emergency room. That there was no way I was going to make it without an inhaler. My inhaler had died off like 7 years earlier. So it was what it was. But yeah, I think I'm going to be rattling a little bit, probably for the next couple weeks. All right, here we go. All about that bass, about that bass. Bubich, Jonah Heim, 96 out of 99 with the sepia parallel. Will Craig. Wonder if he's going to come back from Korea, new man. Had an embarrassing play. I mean, he pretty much admitted it's why he left the U.S. He just felt like he had brought shame to his name, and that he was better than that. And so I guess now he's gonna play overseas. Maybe hope people forget that ever happened, and which, you know, if he ever comes back to the U.S., what's the first thing that they're going to play on SportsCenter? Because, you know, they care so much about building people up. 247 out of 250, Luis Patino. We've been building up this break experience for over 8 years now. You know, 9 years is a long time. I'm very curious to see what 2023 brings. We'll, with the way that the landscape sounds like it's changing with all the rumors going around, will we survive 9 years? I mean, I'd like to think we have a better chance than Brittany Grenier, but Josh Bell, Ian Anderson, Vlad Jr. Here come the judge. Yeah, I'm better. I ain't 100%, but I got 6 mouths to feed. Joey Bart. Nah, just yeah, look like that. I guess just a little toning difference. Thought it might have been a short print, but it wasn't. Joe Adele, hello. When will you hit Major League pitching? I still think the kid got a ton of upside. Tons of upside. But then again, there's still a small piece of me that thinks Victor Robles has a chance. So, not always right. Got a pretty good track record, but I'm not always right. Oh, this is a beautiful thing. 26 out of 99. Ryan Mountcastle mini. Love it. Nice hit there for the oh wow. Post Malone's doing some like Magic the Gathering thing on whatnot, and it crashed the app. And that app can take a lot of pounding. With Merrifield. So what's the other auto going to be? That's a pretty decent one. What'll be with Sunday night? Yeah, Kyle Lewis. So how's this supposed football game going? Is it watchable? I mean, they went big with the Jaguars versus the Raiders to start things off. Excuse me. 4,200 were in the stream. Okay. That's an impressive number. Oh, post stage. Okay. Oh, got our other auto here. So we got Brian Anderson. All right, let's see who this other. Green Day. All right, is going to make somebody happy or send him to the Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Christian Pichet. Pete Alonso. Pavin Smith. Jazz Chisholm. Mike, you don't go all year long? Alec Bohm. Casey Mize. Hyun Jin Ryu, 147 out of 199. Little H to the Izzo, Anthony Rizzo, 93 out of 150. Hi, who's writing hi? I didn't do it. My hands are right here. Yes, and Guardian tickets, I think, are still down 90%. There's Manny Machado, who has much to benefit from this trade. And White Sox got the next hit, Dane Dunning, who used to play for formerly a National. I'm telling you, that name would stick. It's like being a Boy Scout. Oh, I was a Boy Scout once. Oh, I was a National once. Excuse me. One bites the dust. So did Trevor Lawrence play much? It's hard to tell because the Jaguars scored 0. So excuse me. Unfortunately, it's not that kind of cough. It's an allergy cough. So, gosh, I was sick now. What, 3 weeks ago, for a few days, and then I was fine. I gave it a few days, then went back to normal. But my allergies never got better from before that. So. Oh yeah, well that's what I've been treating was my sinuses because I mean, believe me, I'm so much better than I was when I was in the emergency room. I don't think their treatment helped me that much though. It's like, hi, I'm having trouble breathing. Oh, well, you need to wear this mask for 5 hours while we do absolutely nothing, and then tell you to take over the counter stuff. All right, I'm telling you, I'm having, like an asthmatic reaction. Yeah, I had 4 before I came to work, like 4 teas with honey and um, lemon essential oil in it, and that's probably what I'm gonna have when I go home, so that I can actually sleep some tonight. Here's our short print already, Yogi Berra. Hey, boo boo. So, but yeah, I mean that's basically my allergies were so bad, and once I finally started getting that cleared up, I mean, like the inside of my tissue looked like Christmas is the best way to describe it. I was really like overstuffed like a turducken in my face. Jacob DeGrom, GQ Gems. Love the shape of these. Casey Mize with the little crystal ball. See the future. Okay, we got one chrome. Again, in 2022, they decided forget about the box loader. Let's just disperse the chrome throughout the packs. And in some ways, that's less fun. But in other ways, I understand. Yeah, I have not had any alcohol anytime recently. I don't think that would do me much good. Fernando Tatis. Apparently, his signs have matched up with Juan Soto's. Especially if Juan Soto signs for 10 years. Their paths will be around for a while. Like star-crossed lovers. Maybe not, but get a lot of hate from the pitchers, that's for sure. Yeah, waking up to asthma attacks in the middle of the night gets you about 1.5 hours of sleep. It's not good. Definitely not good for the sleep cycle. Definitely not good for it. It's not good for everybody in the house either, man. Like I just sit up and be like I can't do the noise because it would actually make me go into a fit. But well, eventually they did. We had to ask for it, like for real. It took hours for this to get into my hands. Matter of fact, when I first got there, I'm like, I need a drink and some tissues. I never got a drink until the very end when we asked for something for the cough. They weren't even going to give us something for the cough. They gave me a steroid, but they didn't remember if they gave it to me or not. It's like, what the hell? And they're like, oh, that should last for 3 days. Dumb. Josh Lau, 144 out of 399. O'Neal Cruz, that's a fun one right there. Gun at shortstop, man. Jared Walsh, didn't he end up in Philly? Another one kind of like Adele. Had some issues getting it together at the major league level, showed some promise. Oh, George Springer, 71 out of 99. Oh, Brandon Marsh, that's the one. Okay. I don't know. They were both on the Angels and they both had big beards, right? Again, I've been kind of out of it the last 5 days, so I'm going to use that for a while. Carlos Santana, 12 out of 150. Shane Baz. But yeah, you go to see a doctor and you're saying I have breathing trouble and they don't even bust out a stethoscope. Like, poor job there. Jackson Kawar. Vidal Brujan. All right, got the first auto in my hands here. So we got Hyunjin Ryu, numbered 231 out of 250, so blue parallel. And Tim Anderson. Who got suspended for, I guess he thought he was stealing home, but he was actually bumping into the umpire. I don't know. It's not a very Jackie Robinson thing to do, but. Last refractor. Still looking for that last autograph. And we got Nolan Arenado. All right, here we go. 2022 Gypsy Queen finishing up. And then Triple Threads will close us out here. Dalton Varsho. Got that nice looking Bo Bichette there. I feel he's kind of underrated. Is that fair to say? Bo Bichette underrated. Joey Bart. Shohei Ohtani. There's Nelson Cruz with the chrome refractor. Dean Kramer. Josh Hader. Man, I mean, the Padres killed it. You know, they gave up. I feel like they upgraded. See, I am very against trading closers, but I mean, essentially they traded, you know, for Josh Hader, who's like, there's usually only 3 or 4 guys in the league who are guys that will be able to perform at a high level for like 7 years. You look at guys in the past like Kenley Jansen, Craig Kimbrell. You know, I don't think you should ever trade major position players for guys like that. I didn't think that was a bad trade. They gave up a little prospect, but overall, there's Jake Cousins for the Brewers. Overall, I think it was an upgrade move where they kind of swapped closers and did a little something on the side, and it wasn't like a top 10 prospect like a Jared Kelenic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mean top 10 in your system. I mean top 10 major leagues. Luis Campusano, Padres. Well, those autos were kind of rough. And then the main event. It's big time Bex and Bianca Belair time, right? Or let's add more B's to the mix and add Bailey. It's main event time. Triple threads. This is 2021. So we got Matt Chapman, Joey Bart, Andrew McCutchen, 187 out of 199, Michael Jack Schmidt. Andrew McCutchen, 129 out of 150. Numbered 33 out of 48 for the Dodgers, Cody Bellinger. And for a team that was available for what, $35 earlier today? 25 out of 27. Robin Yount, Christian Yelich, Keston Hiura, triple autograph relic card. Don't let those hits be misses. I've got a 14-box baseball break that's going up soon. Don't let hits like that stay with the house. All right. Well, we go from Michael Jack Schmidt to the Millville Meteor, Mike Trout, numbered to 299. 98 out of 259, Trevor Bauer, who I think his response to Deshaun Watson's suspension was 6 games. Miggy Cabrera, Mike Piazza, Bo Bichette. What do we got here? $15 out of 18. Anthony Rendon. It's an awesome card right there. I love it. Free passes for the Angels. So, all night long. Sorry, I think of that Ronda Rousey card. And then 25 out of 25 for the White Sox. Yasmani Grandal. Yeah, Bart's hit a few home runs recently. Absolutely. All right. So let's recap it. So there was a ton of cards in that retrographs. Obviously, the main hit in that was the Hall of Famer. There were a few notable names. Phil Plantier, Padres. Lance Parrish, Angels. But most of it really wasn't worth going through. No offense to them, but there was some pros and cons to that product. Can't say I was super thrilled. But let's talk about some honorable mentions. Stan Musial. Joey Bart, numbered to 150. Acuna, numbered to 75. Brooklyn. Alex Lang, Tigers. Another Acuna there with the disco. How about Yankees, Luke Voigt? Am I going to sell the triple auto? Yes, of course. Now for sale. Anthony Rendon. All right. Numbered to, I think that's 18. Yasmani Grandal, numbered to 25. White Sox. Dodgers, numbered to 48. Cody Bellinger. Padres, Luis Campusano. Jake Cousins for the Brewers. Dane Dunning for the White Sox. Braves, Eddie Matthews. How about this Jacob deGrom for the Mets, numbered to 5. Jose Canseco auto, numbered to 30 for the A's. Astros to 75, the Jordan Alvarez rookie auto. Orioles to 99, Ryan Mountcastle with the rookie mini auto. And numbered to 27, Yelich Hura, triple auto relic for the Brewers. So I survived. All right. Thank you for dealing with me and my voice. Hopefully tomorrow sounds even better. And does anybody have anything for me? Otherwise, we'll rip you a new one tomorrow. I think we can get that hockey going. Again, teams are starting as low as $9 in that one. So, all right, take a look-see. Oh, Mets win again. Go Pete Alonso, 3 RBIs. They didn't do well with the trades at the deadline, but I do have a Dan Vogelback game used bat, so I'm hoping I can get rid of that while he's still a Met. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. All right, so the 1 of 9, which had some patches in it, went for 155. Yount and Yelich to 35 by themselves went for 96, but that was definitive. And for 113, number to 35. So I can't find a similar one. I mean, I don't think Kira really adds anything to the card. Yount and Yelich on definitive go for 128. Triple threads is a step down. I don't know. Does $100 sound far fetched? So that'll be my estimation at the moment. So let me know. And anybody else got anything for me? Otherwise, I am going to rest my voice, have some more hot tea. And maybe watch an episode of Ozark with my hot tea if she's still awake. All right. So again, we'll be back. New baseball break posting tomorrow. And tomorrow's another day. Have a good one. And we'll rip you a new one soon. Take care.